So I got a new car in the garage. It's a BMW 335i 2012, so an E93, and was driving around today and heard a pop, and then the car started to act weird. The exhaust got loud. Checked the codes, and I have this P00BD code. Airflow too high, powertrain, fuel and air metering. So I popped the hood, see what I could see, and lo and behold, this is, let me get the light on it, the whole intake tube popped right off. Alright, getting the clip off of there is pretty easy from the throttle body side, so don't worry about that too much. This clip comes off pretty easily. There's a little ridge on top, you just kind of pull up. And I've seen a lot. I was thinking about removing the whole air box and all this stuff to get at it, but I'm going to try to do it without doing that, because I've seen a lot of videos online that have to remove the whole thing to try to get at this charge pipe to remove it, and it seems like a big huge pain in the butt. So I'm going to try to do it without it. So what I've done is I've right down here on this other connection, I've already taken off this connection right here. There's a band that goes around it. You just unscrew it, and I slipped it off and I pushed it down further to get it out of the way. That's usually right here. And so now I've just put some penetrant oil right in this groove right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wiggle this back and forth and hold on to this pipe that's under here, right here, and pry the two apart. And I think if you twist this a little bit, yeah, this will twist a little bit. So twisting it will loosen it up, and you should be able to pull them apart. Alright, now on the back side there's a wire, and I need some light. Right there, there's the airflow sensor wire, so you just have to take off that clip. Okay, there's two T20 screws that are holding on the airflow sensor, and then to get this off, just there's a pretty hefty or pretty tight gasket in there. Just twist it and pull it at the same time. If you twist and pull at the same time, it'll pop off. The new pipe comes with screws that are hex head. They're number 3. Don't use the old screws that came out of the old one, because they won't fit. If you do jam them in there, you're gonna break them. Before you install this, check these bungs, because well, they're number 5 and mine were a little loose, so check them before you install this so that you don't have an air leak through there. So there's one on each side, and just tighten them down. I just hand tightened them until it felt secure. I didn't torque them down. The new pipe comes with a gasket, so right in here, this black gasket, I just feed that into the groove there. It can only fit one way, so it's pretty easy. Okay, now I'm going to slide this coupling on first, and it goes on like this onto the lower charge pipe. And what I've done down here on the end of the pipe here, I've put just some grease, or a real thin layer of grease, so it will slide on easier. Make sure you do the clamp. Alright, when it's installed, it should look like that. Make sure the clamp is more towards the end, so it has something to clamp onto, has that lower pipe to clamp onto. And now we'll install the charge pipe. Alright, so I fed the charge pipe down in there. It's kind of a tight fit. You just have to wiggle it and maneuver it to get it in there. And then I put a little bit of grease on this end that's going in the silicone coupler. And now I'm just going to push that end in first and then line it up with the throttle body. Okay, what I'm looking at here is a real close-up of the throttle body to the charge pipe connector. And so what you see here, if I can get my hand out of the way, is right up here. If you see silver, then you haven't pushed it on far enough. So right up here is the throttle body, and you'll see the dirt part, or the dirtier part that has been exposed through all the elements since you've had on the plastic one. And if you push the new one on and you still have silver showing in that area, like a shiny silver, then you haven't pushed it on far enough. So that's how you can kind of tell. You'll have to wiggle it a bunch to get it in there. Here is what the rest of it looks like. And you'll know when you have this bottom part on, because you won't be able to feel the, you can feel in the back here and feel for the ridge of the lower pipe. And if you got it snugged up to that, then you've got it far enough, and then just clamp down make sure your clamp has got a good purchase on the metal pipe underneath, and then tighten it down. And then the top one, I'm gonna wait to tighten until I put the clip in up near the throttle body. Okay, so under here, let's see if I can get the light on that. Okay, so here's that clip, and I've just pushed it in just a little bit. And so I'm just gonna push it on the rest of the way. There, and it should snap in place. And then when it's in there, you shouldn't be able to move the pipe too much. It might wiggle a little bit, but it should be pretty firm on there. Okay. Now I just have to clip on this for the sensor. Just make sure you clip that back on, and then you're done. Oh, don't forget to tighten down this last clamp. Alright, now that it's all buttoned up, I just start it up and see if the check engine light goes off. So you can see where the old one broke off. It's not supposed to look like that. So hope that helps someone out there. And you do not have to take off the filter housing, and you don't have to take off any of the intake pipe to get to this. It's a little bit more difficult to do it that way, but I think it saved me some time in the long run.